Hello, awesome artists. Today we are going to be looking at some work by the artist Wassily Kandinsky. Wassily Kandinsky. Here is one of his pictures. Now, he was known as an artist that painted to music. So he would listen to music while he was creating his artwork, and the music would influence how he painted and the color choices he made. Now, one of the interesting things about his pictures, though, is that there always seems to be a very distinct focal point. Now, a focal point is where your eye goes first in a picture. Where does your eye go first in this picture? What's the first thing you notice, and why? For me, it's this red circle over here. It seems to be all by itself, and it's a very different color than the rest of the things over here in this corner. There's also no black lines touching it. So my eye goes there first. Is that what you saw? That method of focal point is called isolation, where something is all by itself, and then everything else is basically connected somehow or some way. It also is a focal point because of the color. The color is different than most of the things in the picture. There are some reddy oranges over here, but they're combined with other colors. Also, this black line almost looks like it's holding up that red circle. So it's kind of saying, look here, see this? See this right here? That's what that black line is kind of doing. It's supporting the focal point. So that is one picture by Kandinsky. Here is another. This one is very busy. I would be interested to hear the music that he was listening to while creating this work of art. Where does your eye go first in this picture? What do you see as the focal point? And why? It could be that the color is different. It could be that the shape is different, or that there's other lines around it leading to it, creating it to stand out. What do you see as the focal point? One of the other things we notice about a picture that's painted to music is movement. Because music does not stay still, it changes, it moves. It tells a story. Well, the line and the color in a work of art based off of music would do the same thing. So I want you to create a work of art based off of music. Now, this is non-objective. Non-objective means there's no object in it. There's no cat, house, hot dog, tree, car, nothing. This is all shapes and lines, and you are trying to represent the music that you're listening to. So you got to think, what does country music look like? What does it sound like without using any objects? What colors would I use? Or maybe you like rock music. What would that be? What colors would we use? What kind of lines would we use? Where would I put the focal point and how would I show it? Maybe you like K-pop or other kind of pop music. Maybe you like R&B. I don't know. You're going to show me what you enjoy listening to through your artwork. All right? So, I'm going to do a quick example of how to do this picture. Your paper can go vertical or horizontal. It's up to you. It is a non-objective work of art, so it doesn't have to be one certain direction. Now, the kind of music I listen to tends to be very positive. I like music that is encouraging and uplifting. I think that there's enough negative stuff in the world. I don't want to listen to negative music. But that's me. So maybe you enjoy listening to rap music. What would that look like? I don't know. But the best thing to do is to listen to the music that you enjoy while you are creating. Now I'm creating lines that have lots of movement and motion, and they are all kind of coming out from this one circle shape. So that circle shape becomes my focal point. Now, does it have to be a circle? No. Your focal point could be a certain color or a triangle or a square. It could be a organic type shape that you can't really even name. That is up to you. So when I think about the music I listen to, I think about it has a positive message, and that message goes out and encourages other people. So I am making lines that radiate outwards. And I love circles. I like circle shapes. So I'm going to put a lot of circle shapes behind my other shapes. You don't have to do that. That's my picture. I do not want to see my artwork on your paper. You create your own interesting work of art. And then I'm going to put some triangular shapes into my picture. And I want to have overlapping in my picture, because if everything is just kind of off by itself, it won't look quite right. I'm going to create kind of a square type shape that is going to encapsulate the center where everything is radiating out. Like that. Do you see it? I'm creating layers to my picture. Now, when you go to color your artwork today, or whenever you decide to color it, I do want you to color your whole picture. Do not leave white. You can use crayons, markers, colored pencils, watercolor, whatever you have. All right? And it would be cool if you kind of mix some of the media too. So maybe I would take like this light blue color. Now remember, marker is a wet media. So if you color on top of marker, you might want to give it just a few seconds to dry, because if I start instantly coloring over top of it with colored pencil, it could rip my paper. So I'm going to go around the edge to make the edge a little bit darker. And then I'm going to kind of fade into the light blue. It's not going to be drastic, but in art, sometimes it's the little things that really make your picture special. All right. Now, I use marker and then I use colored pencil on top of that. You can use crayon on top of marker as well. You cannot use marker on top of crayon. Sometimes you can use it on colored pencil, especially if you are using it lightly. All right? Now, I wanted to show you guys something in case you have markers, but maybe you don't have paint and you want to try something new. So you can get a piece of plastic, or you can get, sorry, I'm bobbling here. You can get a piece of plastic, or you can get aluminum foil, a shopping bag, whatever you have handy. And I'm going to put on the plastic, I'm just going to color some blue, light blue. Then I'm going to color some of the regular blue. I'm not coloring on top of each other, I'm putting them beside each other. And then maybe I'll put a little bit of purple. Now, after you have put those colors onto a surface, it's called non-porous. This is non-porous, so it's not like paper or something or fabric. It's something that it won't go through. So aluminum foil, plastic, even a plastic bag from Kroger or Walmart would be fine for this. So you put the marker down, and then you just take a little bit of a wet brush. You see how that? It turns it into a paint. And that way, if you want, you can add some painting to your picture, even if you don't have paint at home. All you need is some markers. Now, could you use thin markers? You could. It's going to be a little harder, though, for thin markers. You'll have to color a bigger spot, but it will work. All right, and then this will work just like paint. Now, if you have marker on your paper and then you put something wet on it, the colors will bleed out a little bit, so be careful about that. But you're going to paint your whole picture, or color your whole picture. Here's another one I've done earlier in the week. So what I did was I put these waves of color, and then I colored on top of it with color pencil. So you can kind of see some of the color going through some of the spots. But I think it's kind of cool. I like it like that. But yes, you're going to create a non-objective picture with a focal point. All right? All right. Bye, friends. Can't wait to see your work.